G'day there, my name is Hannah, and this is a full supercut of every interview and conversation Hayden Christensen has had at Star Wars Celebration. This is from across many different celebrations from many different years, and these are just the most fantastic responses and conversations he has. I don't own any of the videos shown in this video, but I've just spliced them up so you can have a full punch in the face of good Hayden Christensen content. So take a look and enjoy.
Man, you guys sure know how to make a guy feel good. That was very nice, thank you.
We do.
I love you guys too.
Hi, Hayden Christensen.
Making me emotional.
There isn't a single bit of it that isn't deserved. There isn't a single bit of it that isn't deserved.
Thank you so much.
Now, having officially played both characters, what's the difference in your performance for Anakin versus Darth Vader?
You know, we think of them as different characters, and you know, of course they have different names and they look much differently, but for me it is the same character. You know, of course there's, appreciate you. You know, in the performance though, you know, there's a difference in the physicality, of course, and putting on the Darth Vader armor certainly very much informs the way you play the character, but emotionally it is just a continuation of Anakin.
And what was it like for you to put that armor on?
It's an incredible costume, and you know, obviously so iconic, and it's an honor to get to wear it. And you know, it's a little restricting in how you can move around. But yeah, it's a thrill every time you get to put it on and you put the helmet on. It's pretty awesome.
What was your favorite scene to shoot and why?
You know, we had so much fun doing that flashback sequence, and getting to swing a lightsaber with Ewan again was just, you know, thrilling. But that last scene, the confrontation between Vader and Obi-Wan when he cracks his mask, that was one of the highlights of my acting career. It was, you know, such a perfectly written scene, and what Ewan brought to it, and the way Deborah sort of guided us through it, and the way it came out, you know, I couldn't have been happier with it. So that I'd probably choose that one. I mean, this I can't tell you how much this means to me. And to get to be here with all of you, and you know, see all the love that you have for this franchise, and and to see all the incredible costumes, and it's a very unique thing that we all get to be a part of, and I'm very grateful for that.
Is there anything that you'd like to say to the fans?
I love you guys too. And you know, I've said this before, but you guys really are the reason that we get to be here, and we get to, you know, that I've gotten to come back and play this character again. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
It's been 20 years since his iconic role in Star Wars Attack of the Clones. Now he's back and better than ever, especially now that he's ditched those cumbersome Jedi robes and pesky arms and legs for the iconic armor of Darth Vader. Just don't talk to him about sand. And he's also brought with him a guy whose uncle was in A New Hope, which I guess is good enough to be on our stage. Oh, he also plays Obi-Wan. Let's give a giant hello there to Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. I heard that you prepared for sort of coming back to this by watching Clone Wars and Rebels and... Were there some things that you sort of saw in those that you wanted to like bring to Anakin as you were coming back?
First of all, thank you for all of this. This is incredible.
See, I see what it is. He was just waiting for you to get yours out, and then he can start.
But I just did as much research as I could and just wanted to refamiliarize myself as much as I could, and I loved what they did with those animated series. Yeah, I mean, Dave Filoni and everyone that worked on those shows did some incredible work, and you know, they did a lot more with these characters, and that was fascinating to get to watch. How that affected my performance, I'm not really sure, but I'm very glad I got to watch them, and I'm a fan now too.
And I mean, above and beyond the work that you were talking about that it took to kind of bring this to life and everything, how did it feel for the two of you to just be working together on this again and being these characters again? Like, how did it feel when the two of you just like, oh, we're here, we're doing it together?
Amazing. It was the coolest thing to get to come back and work with Ewan again and play these characters again. Has just been, yes, we are. It's a very special thing, and we get to do this because of all of you. So again, thank you.
And now we're seeing this transition into Vader. So what are we seeing from Anakin now? Or are we seeing Vader, or?
That's what makes this character so compelling. Is there is that duality that's present, and there is that sort of inner conflict of self-identity. But it's been such a thrill to get to come back and continue my journey with the character, and to get to explore Darth Vader at this point in the timeline has been huge. I missed you guys too.
Well, we are just hours away from people being able to see this. Is there anything you want the fans to know, or any last thing you want to say to them before we get to see this series tonight?
This is where the fun begins.
Oh my goodness!
Please welcome Ian McDiarmid and Hayden Christensen.
Just said dark side rock stars. Because of your reception. Thank you.
What a wonderfully sinister reunion we have here. It's fantastic to see you.
Thank you, Albert.
It's really good to see you guys.
Ian, George created for you some deliciously evil scenes. Tell us what it was like working with Ian, a hugely experienced actor. Were you intimidated at all?
Oh,
working with Ian was just a real treat and a privilege. I mean, everyone knows that he's such an amazing actor, but he's also an incredibly generous actor, and really kind of took me under his wing and was just very caring and giving, and I owe a lot of what I was able to accomplish in episode 3 to being able to work with Ian. You know, that scene that he's talking about was one of my favorites. And I remember just being so enraptured with the story that he was telling that I almost forgot that I was acting in the scene. I was like, oh no, I gotta do my part now too. But it was, you know, he's so captivating in his work, and it was amazing.
Well, it's a truism that older actors learn from younger actors too, and working with him was a great learning experience.
Performance, but also your lightsaber battle at the end of Revenge of the Sith was epic. Can you tell us a little bit about your stunt training for that final battle?
Yeah, sure, of course. I mean, all of the lightsaber work was some of my, you know, favorite parts of getting to play this character and be a part of the Star Wars world. You know, it was just a childhood dream come true. But I will share with you one of my challenges. You know, I had sort of been conditioned from a very young age to make the sound effect when I was playing lightsaber. And, you know, I know this is something that Ewan maybe struggled with a little bit too, but it was a difficult habit to break. And I remember on a couple of occasions, George, you would come over after we had filmed a fight scene, and, you know, in a very encouraging way, you would say, hey, you know, looks really great, but I can see your mouth moving, and you don't have to do that. We add the sound effects in afterwards. And I was just so focused, I wasn't even aware I was doing it. But, you know, still to this day, I pick up a lightsaber and I can't help it. It just happens.
Everyone is so excited that you are here.
It's really good to see you guys too.
So how does it feel coming back to Star Wars Celebration after 15 years?
It's been a long time. It's awesome to be back. You know, I didn't realize how much I missed all of you. But no, this is great. It really is the ultimate celebration of the movies, and you know, it's great to be back and be a part of it again.
And you're signing all weekend, right?
Yeah. I mean,
That's wild. I mean, your session sold out so quickly that they added more ones.
Well, I don't really do social media or anything like that, so it was, you know, this is a good sort of platform for me to be able to connect with the fans a little bit, and whether that's through a photo or through an autograph, I'm really happy to be here.
So what was it like being in the room for that 40th panel? Because out here it was absolutely amazing.
What's that?
What was it like being in the room for the 40th panel yesterday?
It was amazing. You know, everyone was just really happy to be there, and good to see some old faces and share some stories, and we got some great surprises, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was pretty epic out here, so I can only imagine how the energy was inside the actual room.
It was epic inside.
Now, you've been involved with Star Wars for a long time, but you haven't really been hanging out with us. How has your relationship with Star Wars changed over the past, 15 years, since you finished Revenge of the Sith?
You know, it's evolved, but there's still so many people that are discovering the movies for the first time, and so my relationship with the films is still very much sort of very present in my life, and my life is still very Star Wars centric, believe it or not. So you know, it's evolved, but not too much. It's still very much the same, actually.
All right. Well, and final question, because I know everybody out there wanted me to ask it, and I would be remiss if I didn't. What are your thoughts on sand? You're welcome, Reddit. You're welcome.
Well, you know, it's not very smooth. It doesn't really stay in one place. So I'm not such a big fan of it myself. You know, although if it leads to the water, I can tolerate it. But Anakin came from a desert planet, so I understood his contempt for it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I came from Chicago. I hate snow, so I get it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming by. It was an absolute pleasure to meet you, and everyone here just immensely appreciates your presence.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for watching, and if you want more Star Wars Celebration content, make sure you check out the channel. I'll be heading to Star Wars Celebration this year, 2025, in Japan, so make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay in the know of what's going down. And make sure you always choose the RaeSide.